Hi everyone, my name is Marcus and you're watching the Reef Nerd YouTube channel. Today we're going to take another look at the Illumagic Blaze. So it's been quite some time and a really long wait, but finally the iPhone version of the new app for the Illumagic Blaze has come out. I was pretty harsh on the Blaze in my last review. I'll link to that here. However, I don't think any of my criticisms were unwarranted. And I'm very excited to see that they've taken on board a lot of the feedback that myself and others have been giving in the community with regard to certain aspects of the Blaze, and a lot of the things that we were criticizing could have been very easily improved purely through an update to the app. So I'm very excited to see a new version of the app is finally out, and let's go in and see what they've changed. Now I've set it up so that my phone screen should be recording, and I'll be able to overlay that onto the screen for you to see what I'm doing. Now, as we can see here, the new app is called iMOS CRX Plus. This is not actually an update to the old app. It's an update to another version of their app that was even older and used for another set of lights. I'm not exactly sure what's what, but they've essentially the old app that with the orange icon is out. You should delete that and go and download this one with the purple icon. Now, when we open the app, you can see here it comes up with the Connect screen, and you can see all the Bluetooth items I've got in my house, and the Illumagic Blaze X series has come up straight away. There's also a scan button on the top. This should be pretty self-explanatory, and here we go. The new screen for the app. All the functions are now available on one screen. So you can see there's a lot going on here, but it should be much simpler to understand, at least it is for me anyway. You can see the 6 time options and the defaults that are in there from 12 o'clock through to 10:30 being the program for this default. 3 channels, A, B and C. The ramping mode, whether it's a gradual transition, which you can see for the first 5 time slots, and then the instant change for the last one there. And down the bottom, the area to do all of the adjustments, either for the time, the mode, or the colors. Now, let's start messing around with this. So if I press this edit button, okay, we can enter a device name. All right, we'll call this Reef Nerds I am Blaze. All right, so, name cannot be longer than 15 characters. All right, let's try that again. Reef Nerd Blaze. Name cannot contain what? Reef Nerd. Name cannot contain special Chinese characters or emoji. I'm not entering any special Chinese characters or emoji. Maybe it can't contain spaces. Reef Nerd Blaze. Alright, okay, 3rd time lucky. We appear to have named our light. Let's go back to the Bluetooth and see if it comes up with a new name now. Doesn't appear to be. Maybe that'll come up later. Alright, so we've named our light. FYI, you can't put in spaces in the name. No big deal. And let's look at this next icon, P1, Program 1. Now, I know that there's 3 default programs in this app now, P1, P2, and P3. And if you look at these programs, you'll see that the intensities increase across the board with each program. I've been told that the first program is an acclimation mode, the second program is for a mixed reef, and the 3rd program is for SPS. If you're looking through these channels, you'll see that on the acclimation mode, the white channel goes to a maximum of 30% in the middle of the day. The blue channel gets up to 60% and holds it for a bit longer, and the UV channel gets up to 30% in the middle of the day. Just in case you have forgotten, the A channel is white, the B channel is blue, and the C channel is UV. In program 2, or the mixed reef program, it now goes up to 50% on whites, 140% on blues, and 70% on UVs. And on program 3, it's the same. It gets all the way up to 80% on whites, 100% on blues, and 100% on UV. And you'll see it holds those higher intensities for a longer duration throughout the day. Now, I think I know what this next button does, but let's test it out. All right, so if I press this button here, I think I know what it's going to do. It's going to play the program in rapid succession on the light. Yeah, you can see that. So as each time toggles red on my screen, the light should be playing through that, and it's going to get bluer and brighter as it goes through the day. We're now at 6 o'clock. We're now at the end of the day, and we're off. There we go, and it should go back to the beginning and turn on again. Yep. So that's to test your program. So if you've customized one of these programs, or you just want to see what it's going to look like in rapid succession, you can press that button. Let's run that again on P3 and you'll see how much brighter it should get right at the peak. So brighter, 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 and right about now it's 60% on white, 100% on blue. Now it's 80% on white, 100% on blue and UV. Now it's 140% on blue, and now it'll turn off. Yep. So just a handy feature to test out your programs. Now the fourth button there is the new update button. So if I press that now, it's going to upload program 3 onto the light, and you can see it's just done that. This is much simpler than the old version of the app, which had, I think, 3 buttons that could have been interpreted to be the upload button. It was ridiculous, and 2 of them I don't think did anything. There was a save, there was a download, there was a connect button. Only one of them actually did anything. But now I think it's much simpler. There's 4 buttons at the top. They're all pretty self-explanatory. So you can just tap on each of the times as well, or each of the rows in your program, and it will change the light to instantly show that program. So if I put it on this 8 o'clock on the P3 program, it's full blue, as you can see. Now you still can create your own custom programs, although what I've learned is that if you do create your own custom program, you're going to be overwriting one of the 3 default programs. So choose which one you want to overwrite, or maybe take note of what the original programming of it was in case you want to revert it back to its defaults. The other way to revert it back to its defaults would be to delete the app and re-download it. It would be nice if there was a revert to default button or something in the app, but it's no big deal really. So let's edit one of these programs. I'll edit the acclimation mode P1 program. Let's say for our 2200 or 10 o'clock setting here, we wanted it to be a bit brighter than this and not go down so dim so late in the day. So what we could do is say boost up this blue from 20 to 50 like that, and you see it reflects instantly behind me, and boost up the UV. Remember, this is an acclimation mode, so I definitely wouldn't actually do this, but there's a heap of UV at 85. Let's put that back down to 25. So I am noticing that the sliders seem to have been improved a little bit. One of my criticisms of the first app was that the sliders were insanely frustrating to get on the exact number that you wanted them. If you tried to put it on 50, it would go to 48. If you tried to put it back to 50, it would go to 52, and you would just, it was infuriating. It's still a little bit like that, but certainly a lot more accurate than it was. So, and there we go. And you can actually just directly type in the number you want over on the right-hand side where the percent signs are. So on this program, I've currently got 0 for the white channel. Let's put that up to 10. Done. Oh, there you go. That's the way to do this. Don't bother with those stupid sliders. Just type in the number you want. Way quicker and easier and less frustrating. You can change the ramping mode between the instant change or the gradual ramp. There is this help question mark here, which brings up some tips. So you're connected to Illumagic X series. Yep. Channel power tip. When any of the 3 channels is set under 20%, an additional 40% power will be released for each of the other 2 channels. Time tip. Your programs are updated to the light relative to the current time on your phone. If you have any of the channels under 20, which means 19 or less, you can put the other 2 channels above 100% up to a maximum of 140%. All right, so that's about it. I think Almost everyone could probably figure this out. It's certainly much more usable than the previous version of the app. And I like that the default program that they're including with the app is very much conservative. P1, or the acclimation mode, should be fine for any corals, particularly beginners who are going to be running soft corals and more hardy corals. There's no way you're going to shock your system and bleach out anything with this program. And you can ramp up your lights gradually towards program 2 or program 3 if you really want to push it towards an SPS tank and start making the most of the full power available from this light. If I was to give some feedback on this design, there's a few things that I think they could very easily do to just improve this that little bit extra. The first being put a guide in here to actually tell people what P1, P2 and P3 are. Instead of saying P1, P2 and P3, they could actually say acclimation / softies, mixed reef and SPS. Just give people the exact guide of what they are. And the other thing is, I'm not sure why they bother labeling the channels A, B and C. That's just something extra for us to have to remember, that A is white and B is blue and C is UV. I mean, yeah, you can figure it out super easily just by moving the dials around and seeing what color changes on the light. But why not just call them white, blue and UV? Or in fact, put the colors over the icons. Just minor little tweaks that would just make the app that little bit extra easy and able to be understood at first glance without having to test it and play with it. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to claim that those are major issues. It's pretty trivial. And I do want to highlight that the upgrades to this Blaze app are a massive step forward in the usability of this light, the safety of this light for new, inexperienced reefers, and overall providing a better guide for people in the hobby on how to use this product on their tanks. And that's really what's important here. So, am I going to be putting the Illumagic Blaze back on my tank? No, I'm getting great results from the Kessel. I really like the shimmer and the color that they give, and I've got future plans for my lighting anyway, so it's not even going to stay as it is right now. It's going to continue to evolve and continue to change. However, don't take that as an indictment against the Illumagic. It's just merely my nature within the hobby. I'm going to be changing things on my tank on a regular basis. I'm always going to be evolving things. I like that gadget and new toy aspect to the hobby. That's part of it for me. For you, if you're considering the Illumagic Blaze, I'd certainly give it a far better recommendation today than I would have back in my first review. They've addressed the majority of my major concerns. The Illumagic Blaze, I think, is now ready for prime time use. It's ready for anyone to potentially consider as a light for their tank, whether you're a beginner or an advanced hobbyist. It's now a product that could be recommended for everyone. So that's all for today. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You've been watching the Reef Nerd YouTube channel. My name is Marcus, and bye for now. I'm pretty sure this will play the program in rapid succession, so we should see the light behind me not doing anything. I think renaming the light has disconnected it from our app. Yep. Oh shit!